Hey guys, today we're going to talk about one of my favorite things to make is these ornaments. There's two styles of ornaments that I make. I make the one that has the glitter in it, and then I make the one that has the paint in it. I'm going to show you in this video how to do both of them. Now I use the round ornaments. There's other types. There's a flat. They're the ones that look like bulbs, but I particularly like the ones that are the bulb. I have this one is the shatterproof, which is the plastic, and then this one is the glass ornaments. And the technique works on both of them, and let's get started. So first thing I'm going to do is, this is going to be the glass ornament. And I'm going to make this one out of glitter. And to get started, you're going to need polyacrylic. Some people use Mop and Glow. I particularly like this one because when I did the Mop and Glow, it didn't last very long and it began to peel off and it wasn't as a thick coating, but I like to use this one. Now I actually take mine and I pour it into a bottle like this. I bought this little can, and I bought this both at Walmart. I'm not really sure about the price of it, but that's where I bought them at. And then you simply just pop the top, pour it in here, and then do it like that. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take the top off, and we're just going to pull this all the way up so we can pour it in there. I've already poured this into my dispenser bottle, and I'm just going to pour it in just a little good bit, and then I'm going to take the top off. Now I've made this, if you ever wonder what this was, I did a DIY video a while back of how to take a tomato soup can and make it into something really pretty, and that's what this is. So I'm just going to swirl it around. And then I just use this as a holder just for this, but that's not the purpose of it for. I made it just to do a little bit of anything. But I'm just going to swirl it around till it coats it all the way, and then I'm just going to pour it back into my bottle. I'm just going to let it sit there just for a second just to get the excess off. And while I do that, I'm going to tell you what kind of glitter. This glitter I bought at Walmart. It's extra fine glitter, but any kind of glitter we use, it will be perfect. But I use the extra fine glitter from Walmart. And then I actually have a little funnel, and I just raided my kitchen, honestly, to do this project. And this is something I bought years ago when I was doing glitter projects. I've always wanted to be a scrapbooker, so I've always had one of these kind of things. But here's back to the glitters. So I got this at Walmart, and all we're going to do is, now that this is finished, I'm going to shake it out to make sure. Now, put this on here, top this up so you don't make a mess. And I'm simply going to take my little ornament and do it like this. I'm going to sprinkle all of the glitter in here. And don't worry about using too much glitter because you're going to put it right back into the container. And then once I do my funnel, and I raided my kitchen for my funnel, and then I'm just going to swirl it around like so. And you see it as I'm swirling it, it's coating it. And you can use this on the plastic. Oops, made a mess. And that's why you should use this, so that you don't waste any glitter. You can use this same technique on the shatterproof, which is the plastic, or you can use it on the actual glass. And all I'm going to do now is to swirl that last one and to swirl it right on back in there. And then I'm going to tap, 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 getting excess out. And guess what? You always have glitter. So I'm sprinkling glitter today. And that's it. Let's get it out of the way. Isn't that cutie? And all I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you how I put the top back on it. And to put the top back on it, it comes, this is what I took off of it. I'm going to pull it all the way down, squeeze it and pull it down until it gets into that last little notch. Once it gets to that last little notch, I'm just going to simply put it back on the cap and push it down, and that's it. The reason I did that is because if I didn't and I've just pushed it in with the prongs open, it would actually scrape and damage this. And you would have to go back and refinish it. And now it's done. And here is the finished product. I actually have my vinyl that I cut using my silhouette machine, and my bow that I tied and I hot glued. And there it is. cute. Very simple, very easy to make. Kids love this. My kids and I did this a lot for Christmas, and I'm going to show you the other technique. And the other technique is actually with paint on the inside. Both of them the same technique as far as putting things on the inside, but this is the glitter, and now I'm going to show you the paint technique. Here is my ornament that I'm going to show you how to make. So I'm going to use a plastic ornament this time, and I'm going to have a little bit of a cup, and I'm going to have my craft paint, and then my little nifty stand again. And because I had glitter, I got to make sure everything is cleaned off. Now I use basic satin or matte acrylic paint. You can get this at Walmart, anywhere. It doesn't really matter. I know some people have used actual industrial paint they use for the outside, like commercial paint. I have not made that many, like thousands. And if you're going to do that many, then of course you might want to invest in some of that. But for me, I just use some regular household craft paint. And you take the top off. It's the same as the process as the other one. You're just going to squeeze it off. And I'm just going to shake it just to make sure it's mixed up kind of good. Punch the top. And I always have to remember to put on gloves because this is a messy process. And I'm going to mess up my nails again. And that is not a good thing. So I just got some regular gloves. And the reason I use gloves is because it gets to be kind of messy. And I'm going to take my little ornament. I'm going to squeeze a good bit of paint into here. Hold on one second, was it ready? Shake it up, get it towards the bottom, pop the top, and squeeze my paint in. Now some people, I give it a good little mess, good little bit in there. Some people kind of go and they stir it around and shake it and stir it around. I just simply go and shake mine. I shake mine and then I tap mine because I'm very impatient. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't have time to be sitting there waiting on paint to dry. That's just not what I do. And I hold the top a little bit. And then I make sure that as I'm doing it, and see how I'm messing up everything now? I always make sure I have paper towels around. Because I want to make sure I clean it off really good. And that is the whole process right there of what I do. I'm going to wipe the top off really good. And the reason why I have a little cup here is because I take it and I sit it upside down. Don't know where that blue paint came from, but I move that to the side. I'm going to let that dry for at least sometimes a couple hours. Sometimes I want it to be dry. And then what I'm going to do the same thing again is, this is one that's already been dried. You know, I pull the top off. I'm going to show you, look, if the top comes apart like I just did, it's no worries. Just stick it, hold it tight, and stick it back in the holes. And then put it back in. I'm going to take my gloves off. I'm going to show you how I'm going to adhere this. I'm going to tie a bow and put everything together for you. Now I'm going to show you how I put my vinyl on. So I've already got my vinyl on here. I'm just going to rub it down just a little bit. And I'm going to be careful because I have glitter still on my thing. I'm going to rub it down a little bit. And because I'm actually going to put this on an actual curve, I'm just going to slit this a little bit. And I think I'm going to cut it in half. Well, I might be able to get it. We'll try. If it doesn't work, I'll do it separately. And all I'm going to do is pull off the name. And I use my silhouette machine to cut this. And I've already cleaned it off. I would normally take alcohol and wipe it off. And I'm just going to simply eyeball it. Now to put it on properly, make sure your device at the top, your little hook, is facing this way. Because if it faces sideways, it's going to be hanging wrong. So you want to make sure that your hook is flat this way. So when they hang it, it faces you. Okay? And then we're just going to simply eyeball it to find out where you want to put it. And then once we get what we want, we're going to kind of rub it in. I use my nails because my nails kind of work pretty good. And if you find that it's not working properly, you might need to snip it a little bit. And then I just rub it in with my nails. Now remember, the bottom I've snipped a little bit, so it should be perfectly fine. The top seems to, can always go back and work on the top. That CIA is a little bit close, but I'm gonna rub it in. And you can even take this and rub it in. Oops. And let's see what it looks like. And I'm just gonna start pulling it off, and it worked. And then I'm just gonna take it and rub it in the palm of my hand. That's how I kind of get mine to be smooth on there. I'm gonna put that there for a second. I'm gonna show you how I tie my bows. So I've measured, this bow is gonna be 13 inches. And you can do bows two ways. You can take it and do 2 rabbit ears, like so, and then tie them like this. Squeeze it through, wrap it around, push it through, and squeeze. That's one way of doing it. And just play around until you get the ears to be exactly like you want it. And then fluff it up and then snip it. Or you can do a bow like this, like a traditional shoe tie bow, and then do it that way. So it's up to you, whichever way you want. And feel free to rewind and watch this again. I'm a stationery designer, so I actually have tied thousands of bows. So I've kind of mastered the art of tying a bow. And then I'm just gonna go and snip it there. And there's my little bow. And I'm just gonna go and get some hot glue and put right there. Now remember, you have to make sure that this part is flush, flat, and facing you. I'm just gonna add some hot glue to right here. I'm gonna take my bow and I'm gonna push it down and hold it for like 10 seconds. Oops, getting my finger off. And then there's my little ornament. And of course I'm gonna pull off my little snippets of my other stuff. And then there's my 2. So remember, this is the one with paint, and this is the one with glitter. It's a personal preference of which one you want. It doesn't really matter. And then here's my other one. It's just, it doesn't really matter to me. I think I have a Christmas tree upstairs that I'm doing with the glitter, but I have some people that want the colored ones. Like my tree that's in my kitchen has my painted ornaments, and the one that's in my bedroom has my glitter ornaments. So there you go. Thank you for watching. My name is Teresa Paper Lover. Please, if you like my video, please like and comment, and also subscribe to my channel. Thanks, guys. See you next time.